Freaky Friday. You already know we decided to hop out shopping with individuals. See what the talk of the town is going down the word on the curve. You heard me. Got tongue twisted right there. Uh, Move this over here. It is a hot as fuck day today here in Southern California. It is hot as fuck. No lie. Sunny day, but it's hot. So not the type of heat where you want to be out and about. You know, you kind of just want to be in the shade or wait till it gets cooler, because it's like fucking 97 degrees right now over here. Well, that's what the thermometer says. Oopsie, let me just move this. I see that they changed the layout again on the live. I don't know why they do this shit so much. I have new they gave me new fucking shits to click on. And it's funny because I never even use it. I never even use them. I don't even know why the fuck they add more. I guess they're like filters and shit for you to be able to do, this stuff, but I just don't know how to use none of that shit. And I want to click on stuff while I'm doing the live, and then next, I fucking end up doing some shit that I don't even know what the fuck. What's cracking at Angel? What's good with you? And for those who are interested, I did drop a battle rap reaction yesterday, a good one, right, on Black Northerners versus Black Southerners in a battle rap reaction. And I did drop a video sharing at least my opinions on the matters of the YouTube drama, right? Because I was seeing that, it's cool that there's people that support my channel, and I take my hats off to those individuals, but sometimes they tend to speak for me, right? And what they're saying is not actually, what it is. You feel me? And maybe that's because I didn't address the issues, that they just assume that I see things because of these reasons, right? When it's for different other reasons. So I just decided to touch on the matter. That way, I don't have individuals assuming for me, right? And on this video, on this channel I did drop a video on Lily Goddess, for those who are interested, on that subject and all that drama behind all that. Since it's something that's a lot we're discussing right now, right? That was that ice. Yeah, we need some ice. It's hot as fuck. India or Pakistan? And what? Like, who do I think would win? Or who am I rooting for? And who do I think would win? I think India would win. Who am I rooting for? Neither, because war is senseless, period, right? And so there's no need for it. So therefore, I feel like neither side is in the right. You know what I mean? And I don't know enough on the matters to even pick. But I feel like if they were to go to war, I feel like India would win the war. Just because their economy is more stable and so is their military. Now, I'm not saying that Pakistan can't hold their own, or that they'll easily get walked over, right? But I'm just saying, like, I feel like India's military is a little bit more structured. But overall, in general, who really wins in war, right? Nobody. Everybody takes an L. How's work today? Got my first check in 4 months. It was a trip. Carl's Jr. Diablo Burger. Hey, is that shit good? I'd be seeing it, man. I had Carl's Jr. today too, before coming to work. Yeah, but I'd be seeing that Diablo Burger. What is it? Is it Firme or what? I was kind of skeptical. I was like, man, should I try it? Should I not? Ain't that some shit when you try something new and you don't like it, and it's kind of like, so now you hungry and you just kind of waste the money. It's kind of like, fuck. Dave Sub Holmes. What's good, carnal? Good video on the OG respect. Oh, gracias, carnal. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's something that I see a lot of people throw out there a lot, right? And a lot of people share opinions, right? And I just wanted to give my take on it, right? Because they tend to be, when other people give their opinion, they tend to be kind of like one-sided, though. They tend to come with bias, right? I don't know why people have to be biased whenever they share their opinions. Man, no way, we went to the same high school. Serio? Yeah. Do you expect respect from your little homies. No. You know what I mean? And I don't demand it either, right? Respect is something that, it comes with time, right? It's something that, you know you grow to have for somebody. I don't feel like it's something that you should demand and ask for individuals. You feel me? Meaning when it comes to like seeing you like that, right? It's different from being respectful to, showing this person respect, right? It's not the same thing. You can be respectful because, um, it's good to be respectful, towards people, right? But it's different, like you're saying that um, you give this person your respects because he earned it, right? Because that's how you earn it. That's how people get that, right? They earn it, right? From your experiences together and interactions, right? That you gain respect for an individual. So how could you, possibly give it to someone that you don't even know, right? And at the same time, just because they show me respect, that doesn't mean that now I'm gonna berate them or belittle them or take advantage of that now, right? You're now taking advantage of the respect, right? You're exploiting it, and that's not good either. And a lot of people tend to do that, right? Feeling the fact that they're older and these people are younger, right? That they're more foolish. They tend to take advantage of them, and that's not right either, especially if you're demanding respect from them, right? Well, show respect to them back, Don't think just because they're younger that now makes it okay for you to disrespect them, right? Or treat them like shit. That's not cool either. Everybody likes to be on the high horse. It's not cool, because then you're disrespecting and still demand respect is stupid in itself. Give it a shout out. What's cracking like it? Mr. Paz is definitely up in the casa. But India's military officials walk out of the meeting saying they're going to war would be suicide. No, yeah, because anytime anybody goes to war, though, it's never good, though. It's never good. It's never a good idea. War should be the absolute last, idea on the table, bro. That doesn't mean that you're scary or that you guys don't have, heart, or you know what I mean? Because you already know once you go to war, there's gonna be casualties. There is. You know what I mean? And it's gonna affect, you guys regardless. Regardless of who's winning, your economy is gonna take a hit. It's gonna take a big blow, right? So it's something that people, really don't want to do, right? But then there's other people like, dictators who don't really give a fuck about their economy or their people, right? And they'll fucking sacrifice everybody they got to. You know what I mean? Like Kim Jong Un and fucking that fool from Iran and people like that, bro. But see, the thing with the issues with Pakistan and India, they're issues that have existed already for a long, long time. A long, long time that they have been at odds with each other. It just seems that now it boiled over, right? But they have had problems with each other for a long, long time already. So this is not like new or it came out of the blue. Now, this is something that, should have been expected, right? Because, both sides really seem, towards, have a lot of, animosity towards each other. For whatever reasons, Name a footballer for a footballer. What do you mean a footballer? Like somebody that plays football? Player? Yeah, it's bomb isn't my new favorite for sure. Oh, serio? All right. Hey, spicy or what? I'm gonna have to get it now. You convinced me. Yeah. Thoughts on the Jordan Down projects being remodeled? Remodeled or tore down? In a sense, it's good, right? Because the project's already old, right? So to build some, more modern, day stuff, right? With more, how can I say, like better plumbing and then, all of that, because, everything is going to be brand spanking new, right? So everything is going to be more legit than the old shit that was there before, right? So in that sense, it's good, right? But it's also bad when it comes to, like, let's say if now they're going to be raising the price of rent, right? Because then now a lot of these families that really don't have the funds, right, like that, right, to be paying that amount of rent or whatever, and now they don't know what they're going to do right now. Now they're fucked, right? Because now rent's too expensive. In that sense, it's fucking grave. It's fucked up. And by them doing, how could I say, by them gentrifying areas, they don't fix the problems. You get what I mean? Because all you're really doing is just grabbing the problem that's there and now moving it to a different area. That's all you're doing. You get what I mean? You're not fixing no problem. You're just literally moving it. You keep fucking sweeping it and sweeping it under the rug, and you keep going from rug to rug and sweeping it under. But you're not actually cleaning anything. So that's not fixing the problem. When people be like, I know gentrification, it works, it cleans up these neighborhoods. No, it doesn't. It just moves the crime from one neighborhood to another. That's all it does. Goofballs. You fuck up. You clean one area to fuck up another one. That's all you're doing. But yeah, people can't seem to see that for some strange reason. I don't know if they think stupid or what it is. It's almost like, now it's that city's turn to worry about that problem. It's no longer our issue no more. What's your go-to at Carl Jr.? Nah, I just get the famous star. Ghetto gospel. Bro, this guy canceled my Apple. I did. When, my boy? It's because you told me you were gonna switch to the peach plan. This guy's my favorite anti-Trump. I've personally seen many old folks disrespect youth, demand respect back. Was the other day, some old person cut in front of everyone else, and the guy them. Yeah, I see that it happens a lot at work, bro. At work, they like to throw shit on the youngsters, right? And the way they talk to them too is like, I even tell them, like, hey, fool, don't let these fools talk to you like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's not cool. Just because you're young, that doesn't mean these fools get to walk all over you and talk however the fuck they want to. You know what I mean? And to me, that shit is bad. Like, bro, you would figure that you being the adult, homie, that you would fucking actually, act like an adult, but nah, they behave childish, bro, and then feel like they're in the right, bro, because of their age. That shit is crazy, bro. I show everyone respect despite their age. That shit to me means nothing. You know what I mean? Just because you older don't mean that I'm gonna take your side or feel that you're in the right. And it's crazy that they feel like younger people can't teach them anything, when in fact, the young bucks, when it comes to, like, let's say the computer side of my job, like the orders and the system, these individuals know how to do it like that, while the older people struggle, bro. They fucking suck. It's like they're afraid of the computers. They almost try to avoid them. And it's like, you over here saying that these fools are lazy and this and that, but bro, they seem to be controlling this shit pretty fine though. But it's hard for you to admit that because of their age, homie. And then they want to be mad, like, why are they getting paid so much? And like, well, you don't even know how to do none of this shit, bro, that we've been trying to teach you for years already. You know what I mean? Like, don't get mad now because they're fucking making progress, and while you stuck in the same spot. Come on now, homie. That shit is crazy to me, bro. People want to be clowning these youngsters and shit like that, and then expect them to stay quiet. The fuck? I've been telling my little homies, hey, don't let yourself, bro. Nah, even if it is an older, like, I have gotten down with my older homies when I felt like they were trying to, like, punk me, like, that shit was not gonna happen. And I got nothing but respect after for it, like, yeah, don't ever let yourself, bro. Like, I ain't gonna let you talk to me however the fuck you think you want, even if I do get my ass beat. But you ain't gonna be speaking to me like that. It's not it's a principle of the matter. And yes, I did lose. Hey, buddy, he shook my hand. We had a beer after, though. Speaking of remodeling, you see the remodeling V&E Hood out there in Boyle Heights. Yeah, even the A Street projects. The A Street projects have gotten remodeled too. They look better too. No lie, the area does look semi better. You know, a lot of East LA. If you go down, like let's say Whittier, if you go down like Whittier, not even just Whittier, but if you were to go down, you know, like Whittier or First or Indiana, whatever, a lot of it has been remodeled. It looks a lot better, a lot better. You know, it's like it looks a lot cleaner. It looks like they're actually putting the money to use. Now, whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. But I mean, it looks nicer, right? Obviously, the crime is still high, but hey, it is what it is. They tell them to clean up the shit. What do? They throw glitter on it, and they're like, ta-da! What's cracking like a decimal? I tried a new Mexican restaurant yesterday in my city. We had a California burrito with beans, rice. Oh yeah, bro. You know, man, when it comes to food, you know that we got this shit on lockdown, my boy. The raza does not fuck around when it comes to the cooking side of things. Do you like cranberry juice? It's helpful for you. Nah, yeah, cranberry juice is good. I fuck with it. I know a lot of people don't like it because of the bitter taste. I don't seem to mind. I actually quite like it. You know, it's good. Especially, you know, cranberry grape. Woo! Hi, my name is Owner 182. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, wait, when is Mother's Day? So Sunday, no? Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. Why do you think Blue Devil is so hated on here? Because he's the way he carries himself, right? He's non-apologetic. He spits it. He speaks. How can I say? He actually expresses what he really feels like. He actually tells people what he's really thinking, right? But the thing is that he does it in a more of a disrespectful manner, right? It comes off as offensive. You know what I mean? Even though he's being honest, you can be honest without being disrespectful. You get what I mean? But there's some people that just are honest but are disrespectful, right? And I think that's why, you know. So I can see why he rubs people, you know, the wrong way, right? But the thing for me is just that, well, at least he's being honest, though. You know, like I can't hate on somebody for being honest. You get what I mean? Like when they're speaking, you know, their true opinions, and you know, can't be mad at that. Now you may not, I may not agree with it, but I can't be mad at it either. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and because you know because of his beef right now with, you know, Dubs and Gunner, so he gets a lot of those people that support their channel to come onto his channel and to, you know, disrespect as well, right? So they have that. It also has to do with that as well, right? But I mean, he's doing nothing different than these individuals don't do, right? When it comes to expressing themselves about each other, so. Like they can say whatever they want about Blue Devil, but I mean, Blue Devil can still hang around his homies, so I don't know. When we want to talk about Solid, I mean, well, I mean, you guys can't go around your homies. He could go around his homies, so I don't know. If we're talking about Solid shit, you know, since they bring it up, well, I mean, what more proof do you need? You know what I mean? Well, I don't understand why the conversations go there. You know, it's like, and that's actually one of the reasons why I respect Blue Devil. He doesn't feel like he owes anybody an explanation, and he still brushes it off and continues doing him, because the only opinions that matters when it comes to his street credibility or who he is in the street world, right? The only opinions that matter are his homies. Because if his hood is saying that he's cool and it's all gravy, then whatever people want to say on the internet, it's fucking irrelevant, bro. With no offense, but it's the truth though. If the hood is stamping you, You give a fuck less what the internet is saying or what they think of you, because this is where it matters when we're talking about, the street stuff of things. And I'm not defending him, like I said. I don't have to defend anybody, and I'm not, how could I say, vouching for them, because I don't even know them like that, right? But what I do know is how the game works. You get what I mean? Because other people can say how gangster they are, or how how much work they put in, and all their credibility, right? But if they can't go around their homies, right, and their homies are saying that they know good, then it don't matter that everyone on the internet on YouTube could see them as real gangsters and G's. But where it really counts, where it really matters about the gangster shit, they're not. Period. You know? And people may not like that and may see it different, but like I said, bro, it's irrelevant. You don't dictate. You don't dictate the program. You know? It's sometimes people, I guess, I don't know, because they spend so much time, you know, on this side of the topics, right? That they almost feel like their opinions hold some weight in the actual street world when it doesn't, you know. And that's not like to be an asshole or mean or whatever, but it's the truth though. Even in the military, my friends told me, living young guys, yeah. And that's another thing, right? Like when people be like, well, what does it matter if people, proclaim to be this or claim to be that? Have you ever seen when somebody who's never been in the military, like they were never in the army or Marines or nothing like that, but then they're proclaiming that they were, in the Marines or the Navy or whatever the fuck, right? When they're lying and saying that they went to the military and they were in the army, those individuals get mad when it's, when these individuals are faking it, bro. They call them out, they put them out on blast, they fucking make them take off the uniform. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, them fools ain't fucking around, Like, nah, we're not gonna fucking let you, stolen valor, it's against the law. You can't say that you were in the military if you weren't. You know what I mean? And the reason why these individuals get so mad is that they actually lived it. They actually were a part of that. They actually have lost friends and comrades to that, right? And then now for you to come and fucking, fake the funk and just proclaim the fame, nah. So same how the street is, the street life. These individuals really lived it. They lost friends to this, and now individuals coming and faking the funk. You can see why they get mad for the exact same reason, bro. As much as people want to see that the two lives are different, they're more alike than people think that they are. Because when you put any individual in those types of scenarios, right, it builds something that just people who don't live that are wouldn't be able to understand, or don't understand, why they view things the way they view it. You got to walk in them shoes. As corny as that sounds, but it's the truth, though. Hi from India. Shout out to India. Shadow, could you do a Indian accent? Can I do like an Indian accent? Not really. Like I would have to watch or hear an Indian individual talk for like a cool minute, and then I could probably try to do an accent, right? But off the bat, I kind of have to hear it first, right, in order to be able to mimic, right? But there's not really that much, like I guess Indian individuals that I could watch, right, that I would be able to pick up on it. Which is strange. I wonder why. It's not that many Indian actors, is there? Probably what it is. I'm meaning in American cinema. The only one that would kind of give an Indian accent was a guy from fucking, what's that shit? The Simpsons, Apu or whatever the fuck his name was. I'm gonna start a new job next week. That's right, carnal. How do you feel about people saying gangbanging is watered down today compared to the 80s and 90s. Um, it is not the same as it used to be, right? But to think that 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 means these individuals are less than dangerous or less put in work is stupid in itself. That's how people get smoked. You know what I mean? But it's not the same as it used to be because, of how the laws have changed and how technology has, shaped society nowadays, right? That's the reason why it's not the same as it used to be. People expect these individuals to still be able to do what they did in the 80s and 90s when back then you were able to get away with a lot of shit because you didn't have cameras, all over the damn place. You were allowed to stand, in front of, buildings without the cops being able to harass you. Now you can't. Now it's called, no loitering. So if you have no business there, you can't be there. While back then, they couldn't tell you shit. You were able to be there like 50 deep, and they couldn't tell you a damn thing, bro, unless they seen you actually committing a crime, right? But now you can't do that no more, right? So the laws have changed. So it's not, people aren't able to do, or it's not able to be like how it once was, right? Like I would like to see the individuals from back then still be able to do what they did if we had modern day laws and technology back then. It would just be like how it is now. You know what I mean? Like I said, if people like to criticize and shit like that, but they don't, they don't actually think about the whole entire, situations, right? We're like, well, yeah, laws have changed, fucking shit has, you know what I mean? But don't get it twisted. You can still get smoked, as simple as that. You know what I mean? Uh, can't wait to see what the doors. Nah, I feel you. Give it, let's say, what's cracking like in? That was head is better way walk. Last time, they remodeled H3 projects. They used to be orange. Yeah, they used to be orange with the green door. Simon. I actually have a lot of camaradas from H Street. I know a lot of them individuals. A lot of them individuals used to work where I work, but they all got fired though. Them fools were rowdy. There used to be one of them that worked where we worked, right? Bro, he would tag up the Harley, with the spray can after, he would tag it up. I'm just like, fool, what are you doing, bro? That shit's funny. Childish, I know, but I found it entertaining. And I would tell him to, like, fool, they're gonna catch us and you'll fire your stupid ass. He's like, maybe, who cares? I'm like, that's the spirit. I'll be like, bro, who the fuck's gonna see it right there? Yeah, another great with Black Door Simon. What are your thoughts on the guys like 9J who makes up lies about prison organization? With him, to me, it just sounds like of his circumstances, what happened, right? Um, he took it to heart, right? He's upset that his career ended the way it ended, right? So I feel like he does hold animosity towards actives, right? And that's why he comes off like that, because even though he says that he gets information from individuals in there and stuff like that, he doesn't bother to stop and think, well, could these individuals not be upset because of how their situations ended up, right? And could they not be maybe lying and making up these stories and feeding them to you, right? If you're not verifying and you're just taking their word for it because it's coming from them, right? And now you just run with it, that doesn't mean that it's an actual factual story, right? Because they could potentially have, they could be in their feelings and feeling some type of way, right? And now you're just taking it and running with it and believing it because you feel the same way. You guys can understand each other, right? And because you guys share that, right, it makes it a lot easier for you to believe these individual stories because you want to believe them to be so. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that's actually what's happening, but that's, the reason why he throws stuff out there, right? It doesn't mean that this is actual real facts and information, right? If his sources are just other individuals that fell off. You get what I mean? But either way, like I have said, it's irrelevant. I don't dwell in it and I don't trip on it, right? Because none of that shit, should be on the internet either way. Like, I think it's dumb when individuals even try to come on here and try to, speak in behalf for the other side, right? And it's like, bro, let them say whatever the fuck they want and run with it. You know what I mean? Because now by you, trying to correct them, it's, you're speaking on shit you shouldn't be speaking on, right? So let them fucking put out whatever the fuck they want. Who cares? Who cares? Let people believe the stories if they want to believe them, right? If that's not actually what's going on and that's not how the game actually is, then these people can believe whatever the fuck they want. Like I said, it doesn't actually affect the game and it doesn't change anything. You get me? It doesn't change nothing here. Regardless of whatever people want to think, they can think what they want, bro. But if that's not how the game is, it's not how the game is. And it's not going to change a damn thing, bro. Not to be an asshole about it, but it's true, though. That's why when people be on here and they be like saying whatever they want, like, you can think what you want, bro. It's irrelevant. Like, you can feel however you feel, bro. It doesn't make it facts, though. And I'm just being 100. What's facts is facts. What's not is not. Assumptions are not facts. Assumptions are what they are. Assumptions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.